Welcome everyone, Maté talk time. Good to be before you all. Hope everybody's having a pleasant day. Sorry, I'm thinking, because today's glorious. Melbourne it's just beautiful outside, and you can probably see a little bit of a reflection in that window. It's bright, it's sunny, it's glorious. Welcome to Maté Talk. I look forward to, I've got an awesome lineup of fragrances, conversation that we're gonna have. I'm gonna shift across a bit more. Boom, here we go. This is this young man here. His name is David. His brand is called Toskovat. It's a quite a unique, very avant-garde new brand that's actually was released. This photo was taken in Aix-en-Provence last year. Had an opportunity to meet him. Had a fairly lengthy conversation with him. He gave me a gift, not a gift set, a sample set of different perfumes. And today I want to talk about one that is unusual. I've had this this subscriber, his name is David, who's asked me a few times on all things Toskovat, and he said, give me your views on it. Let me just say before I begin on the one that I'm testing, which is called Inexcusable Evil. I mean, I literally opened up the pack and I thought, oh, which one should I get? This one was with the black sort of thing on it. I'm like, oh, this looks pretty good. Inexcusable Evil. I'm like, well, that sounds unusual. That sounds intense. So I gave that a go. But the one that I do have in my collection is called Age of Innocence. His fragrances are unusual. And when I spoke to David, he did mention that he creates perfume with the vision of expressing a moment. So think very much in line with Alessandro Galtieri, where he wants to express he wants to express and create art, as opposed to go, vanilla's in fad right now, so let's create a vanilla fragrance. He's more about trying to express himself. I think David takes it to another level, just a heads up. His fragrances are not, so if you're a veteran or a 5-star general, awesome. If you are a new recruit, I don't recommend you start here, okay? Age of Innocence is amazing. What it does is that it blends a strawberry, cotton candy sweetness with an oud that is very pungent and kapowish. It has a lot of potency. When I wear this, Sandra does not like it. Sandra's like, are you wearing that fragrance? I'm like, yeah, I'm wearing that fragrance. I think it's amazing. Projection, the way it performs and everything else. I like the complexity of it, this contrast between sweetness and sassiness and all the rest of it. Anyway, Age of Innocence, I will do a review on that, I promise. But today, Inexcusable Evil. I was wearing this. Let me just spare you the suspense. This is not one that I would actually buy. All right, so David, if you are watching, and I don't think David's gonna get like, not so much offended, but he's not going to be like, how dare you. I think when we spoke, he did say that, not all these fragrances resonate with people. I would love to know if anybody is actually wearing Inexcusable Evil as a fragrance. As I wave this around, I can smell it. I wore it the other day. I didn't wash it off, which I thought, I was very, very proud of myself. I remember when I first tested Mega Maté, I think probably about 30 minutes in, I could not wait to wash that thing off. I mean, it was blowing my brain because of the musk and those algae notes that are in there. Whereas I wore this throughout the day. Having said that though, it was a tough experience, okay? So I did wear it like I normally do. I put it on my body and I put it on my arm. And yeah, it was a tough experience. I put it on card today. It is the most unusual fragrance that I've ever smelled. This for me is an art piece as opposed to, this is my interpretation, an art piece as opposed to a hedonistic fragrance to wear. I wear fragrances in a hedonistic style. So I want to be happy. I want to be, I wanted to do something for me. I've discovered in last week's Maté Talk that, yeah, I love compliments. I love people when they say, wow, I love what you're wearing, So, yeah, whereas this is not something that I could comfortably wear and go, you know what, I'm going to a meeting, I'm going to wear Inexcusable Evil. Unless I was a mafia boss. And then I'd be like, I'm wearing Inexcusable Evil. I'm wearing Inexcusable. Anyway, I'll stop. What is it about this? So when it opens, it has a blend of this gasoline with a metallic note, with a smokiness, like a, not campfire smoky, but I dislike the smell of sparklers. You know that, that stinky, I hate the smell of sparklers. And as I say it, I'm like, whenever, at birthday parties, there are sparklers going, I have to go to the other room. I have to move away from that. It's acrid, it's a bitterness, there is a metallic smoke. This is what this is. Man, I'm glad I put it on card, because to wear it again, I would really struggle. So, as an art piece, amazing, because it took me on a journey. I had a mental picture. I even said at one stage, I felt like the perfume was hollow. And I'm trying to, what does that even mean? Because I'm smelling, I'm like, I'm in my mind, it gave me the imagery of hollowness. But when I started to sort of break it down, it's like grabbing a concrete pipe. And then when I looked at notes, I'm like, I wasn't too far off the mark. It's like grabbing a concrete pipe that has had water running through it. It has been in the earth, and so it has that sort of that earthiness about it, and you're just like breathing it in, and you're breathing in this almost, anyway, it's a wild. The best way to describe it is, if I was ever in a mafia hit, and unfortunately I would be the person in the back of the boot, it has all the elements. It has the smell of gasoline, like being in the back of the car, the smell of the metal because I got hit in the back of the head, the slight gun smoke or something sort of acrid because I got shot in the leg, and then I got buried alive. Inexcusable evil. So super intense, very visual, as in you can feel all this, but not necessarily a wearable perfume. I actually, the day that I was wearing it, I caught up with Kevin, and I said to him, I mean, we're good friends, so because I sprayed on my body, I said, here, I sort of opened up my shirt, I said, here, smell this. It looked weird, but it's whatever. Anyway, he's like, oh, bro, and he did the bit of a rub of the nose. He goes, that's an art piece, so give you an idea that, yeah, it's a art expression in perfumery. If you want to go on a journey and take it to different places, not necessarily, in my opinion, as a wearable fragrance that you could entice somebody, unless you're a mafia boss, you would wear this and people will know you have inexcusable evil intentions. Boom. All right, let me move on. Boom, boom, boom. Let me just have a small break, because that was a long review on Inexcusable Evil. Look, the truth is, Toskovat, awesome house, have some really, really impressive fragrances. Very avant-garde, very unique, very different. I actually commend David. I've been watching his success and progress on Instagram. He's doing some great things. So I tip my hat to you. Obviously, he's resonating with an audience, and people who want to have something completely new and different. I would search out David and David's work and Toskovat in general. Have a look at this photo. So as you may or may not know, the 10th of February is now the Chinese Lunar New Year. That was my Bruce Lee. Pretty cool, yeah? So I'm going to get myself because it is the Year of the Dragon, so I'm going to get myself a new bead. And notice that I'm doing this because I've already done some research, and I was told by the shop assistant that you need to wear it on my prominent hand. I normally wear my beads and stuff on my left hand. It has to be on my right hand, because the bead will, I love all this stuff. It will give me good luck. It will give me money. It will give me a good luck, money, and health. All right, so that's why I'm buying it, right? For good luck, money, and health. So I'm gonna go next week with my good friend Kevin, my Vietnamese champion, and we're going to go to do a bit of a running around Springvale and exploring things. But because it is Lunar Chinese New Year, I have this glorious thing here. I forgot the name of it, but hang on a second. But look at this. In English, it's a sesame ball. Very boring. Sesame ball. It doesn't denote what it actually is. I bought it fresh this morning. The smell is glorious. I love the smell of sesame, and it has a very light fried smell. Now I spoke to the young lady there and I said to her, how would you say this in Vietnamese? And she said to me, well, I didn't record her, but I recorded myself. Bun cam, cam, cam. The reason why I'm saying cam like that is because when I said it, bun cam, so this is a bun cam, as soon as I said it, she laughed and or she like giggled, and so therefore I realized that I mispronounced it or had said it badly. She said to me, "Cam, cam," so she wanted to really accentuate that it wasn't bun cam, it's cam. So this is a bun cam. Now, what makes a bun cam unique? Now I was going to cut it in advance, but I'm going to cut it now. It's crispy on the outside. You got it. If you haven't tried this, everybody, you need to get on this. This is glorious. You can easily OD on this. You can have multiples and you will get sick, I promise, because I think I did once. All right, so you can see inside, it has a red bean paste. One thing that I love about Asian desserts is that they're not overtly sweet. It's a glutinous, I want some of that red bean, so give me a second. It's not overtly sweet. I'm making a bit of a mess here, everybody. Sorry. Okay, so it has this, it's a rice, glutinous on the outside, sesame coated, red bean on the inside. Excuse me as I pop. The blend between the sweetness, the slight sweetness of the red bean. I just realized I put too much, the piece was too big. I'm gonna have to eat quickly. Sorry. Let's put on some elevator music. It's amazing. Honestly, I love this thing. If you haven't had a chance, supposedly, according to Kevin, it is a something that they eat festively for Chinese New Year. If you have any recommendations of treatings that you like to have over Chinese New Year, let me know what they are. Next week, we will be in Springvale. Kevin and I will hunt it down and we will have it. But if you haven't tried the bun cam, you need to check that baby out. It's glorious. All right, let me move on. Small drink and then moving through. Allora, flip, here we go. We're doing a meetup with Oligarch. So Kevin and I are going to, or Kevin's gonna announce very soon a meetup at the Oligarch store in Melbourne. We did one last year, great success. We're doing it again. Look out for the announcement on the Oligarch page, and once I know also the date, once I have this, I will also let everybody else know. If you're around the country, come down. If you're in Sydney, wherever, come across, because it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to get together and experience fragrances one-on-one together, and Kevin's awesome. Let me also, a big shout out to Gerard from the Netherlands. Thank you. I made a mistake about the NFC Live. These are the actual dates. Because I was in such a hurry to do this within the time frame. This is the actual time. It still will be a Monday here in Melbourne, and it will be a Sunday for Europe and the US. But this is the actual date and time. Love you guys to join. I mentioned that 2 members will be able to be spotlighted, be able to share fragrances that they're enjoying and share that with the community. Everybody else can jump on in, so you can still write comments. Think of it like a normal live. The difference is I'm doing it through StreamYard, so I can actually push and invite people to be, so you'll get more than this handsome face. You'll get other handsome faces. Now I've got Max, who is an awesome young man, loves all things when it comes to unique niche perfumery. So actually it was Max who put me on to Toskovat. So he likes to discover unique things around the world. He's got something, he's already showed it to me. He's going to be sharing about that. So if you're looking for unique niche, Max is your guy. There's one more spot. DM me. If you're a member, you'd like to share, there's one more spot there. I'm saying, 5 to 10 minutes spotlight. So you don't feel like you have to do this big spiel, but it's more an opportunity of something that you're enjoying that you'd like to share with the community. KM Tours, let me tell you about this. So we are in full swing with the France fragrance tour that's happening in September. I want to point out that all the planes have pretty much landed. We've got one more plane left when it comes to a brand. We'll find out this Friday as to what's happening. Then we'll make the full announcement across the board. One thing that we have been announcing for quite some time is all things Pierre Guillaume. This is a big deal. Pierre Guillaume's a very private man. And so the fact that we have the opportunity to go to Clermont-Ferrand, to his facility, to see the man, his creation, his salon de composition, you'll have an opportunity to go into that salon de composition and experience perfumery alongside him. We will be staying at this chateau. We have fully booked it. So only our guests will have access to this incredible property and all the grounds surrounding it. Join us. This is going to be a bespoke luxury experience. It is $15,000 to be part of this experience, but know that that $15,000, the moment that you join us, it will be until we will take you all the way through. We're saying that it's like a magic carpet ride. That's the intention of this tour. We want you, when you join us, the whole experience will be us taking care of your transfers, the accommodation, the food. We are dining in Michelin star restaurants. We are staying in places like this chateau, and we are doing experiences, as I mentioned, alongside Pierre, where this is a world exclusive. There is, I mean, yes, you can walk into a Pierre Guillaume boutique, but to go to his actual facility, to actually be alongside him and actually be in his salon de composition, Kevin and I will be able to bring that to life for you guys. So if you're interested in having unique travel, unique luxury boutique experience, then join us. Boom! I'm trying to, yeah, there it is, bada bing. Whew, my man. That was, I felt like I was being chased by zombies. I want to stay true to my, you know, this is the announcements, and I don't want to sort of carry myself over, but yeah, I would love you guys to join us. It's going to be a unique experience. I spilled over there. All right, boom, boom, bing. Let me have a small drink. I'm doing awesome for time, like a boss, like a champion. All right. Can I just say, this baby is singing my name. It's just, that is amazing. Please go out, explore it. It's something quite divine, and I'm telling you, you can eat 7 of those and you'll feel sick afterwards, but you can comfortably eat 7 of those. Tea-inspired fragrances. I love I mean, again, in homage to the Year of the Dragon and the Lunar New Year that's about to happen, I thought today let's talk about a number of tea-inspired fragrances that I absolutely love wearing. I want to give you a diverse range of, I want to give you a diverse range of fragrances so that you can, this could be comfortable for summer, for winter, any time of the year, so across the world. Any of these fragrances will work wonders for you guys. All right, so first one is, I'm going to start with citrus, and it's none other than the glorious WULONG CHA by NISHANE. If you haven't experienced this, you need to run, not walk. This is something that honestly, I feel like I think it's a little bit on the, although I think more and more people are becoming a lot more aware of this particular fragrance. It was a bit of a hidden gem, but I think people are it's falling on their radar a lot more. I did do a video on this. I did put it as a citrus fragrance. I did get told off, and they're like, no, it's a tea fragrance. Yes, I acknowledge there is, tea is one of the key components, but it is a glorious celebration of the sparkling citrus mixed in with the fragrant tea-like quality. It does use an oolong tea in the actual sort of base of it. Oolong, I find, has a very fragrant, black tea tends to be a little bit more woody-like, a lot more deep in its tone, whereas I find that the oolong tea has a more floral, sort of fragrant, it's a little bit lighter in its scent profile. It also uses a thing called litsi. It is a floral, and litsi has a fruity, citrus citrus, yeah, fruity, sweet, and slightly fresh citrus component to it. Mandarin on the opening with a slight bergamot, a bit of orange, the linseed combined together, that oolong fragrance, boom, bada bing, it's absolute magic. I'm wearing it today, so I just bumped my mic. It is incredible. This you can wear over winter. So this is a fragrance that can transcend both summer, winter. It will bring sunshine into your life. Would you wear it on a cold, rainy day? Man, yes, you would wear it on a cold, rainy day. That oolong and those early citruses, it's not a citrus fragrance as such, you know, with that sort of like a mandarin, from Paris Monte Carlo, the Bergamotto di Sicilia, where it's very sort of very summery and bright. This one here, it finds a beautiful balance between the tea component of it and that citrus part of it, the floral nature, just magic. When it comes to projection, enormous. It pushes itself out everywhere. Longevity on skin is fantastic. Everyone in my family, Sandra, my boys, my daughter Madison, so we're all in love with this particular fragrance. So again, anybody could be wearing this particular fragrance. Massive, massive, massive recommendation. Can you tell that I love it? I love it. Next one is a newer one that I've had in my collection called THAYS. It is FUEGUIA, Argentinian company. I'm a big fan of all things FUEGUIA, 1833. I love the way they do fragrances. Sandra calls FUEGUIA her big girl fragrance, meaning that, see, take WULONG CHA, anybody can fall in love, whether you're a new recruit or whatever, it's a fragrance that you can easily fall in love with. Whereas I find that the FUEGUIA fragrances are a little bit more complex. There's more things going on, and not that you go, it's not like inexcusable evil. It's not, so it doesn't sort of destabilize you. But it does, there are other things that are happening there that you're like, oh wow, do I like, do I don't like? I recommend THAYS. So if you're not sure about FUEGUIA, if you haven't experienced any of the FUEGUIAs, I would recommend this one here. 3 core ingredients that it uses is osmanthus, a green tea, and a Maté flower. I don't know what Maté flower smells like, but there is a floral component to this fragrance. To capture it quickly, it is aromatic green with a slight floral component. And I'm gonna say that the osmanthus, so osmanthus has a very chameleon-like quality. I had an opportunity to meet Mel Fashuni. We talked about osmanthus. He loves using it within his fragrances, and he talked a lot more about it. And he says that it's very chameleon-like. Sometimes it's a fruity apricot component to it. Sometimes it's very grassy and green. And the other time, oh, animalic. It has like a slight floral animalic component to it. In this fragrance, it retains that, it almost blends between the slight fruity, but not apricot, so slight fruity with a floral component and the grassy nature of it. For me, the green tea is very subtle. Again, it's a very green, aromatic, vibrant fragrance. Beautiful for summer. For spring, cooler weather, I'm not so sure. For me, this has been my summer, my spring, or coming into summer fragrance on a stinking hot day. So really vibrant hot day. THAYS is spectacular. Glorious. As a green tea fragrance, big recommendation. A lot of love for this baby right here. Boom. Moving on. I've spoken about this one here. So this is ASTROPHIL and STELLA, Shanghai 1930. I fell in love with this. So I discovered this in Exxon's also. And on first spray, I was there. I love the smell of Earl Grey tea. So that Earl Grey has the blend between that bergamot citrus, but it's kind of, it's not overtly, really high. It does have a more of a depth to that citrus component to it. And then the actual deep, robust nature of the black tea. This fragrance does it the best. As a compliment getter, and again, we've discovered that I do love getting compliments, this baby is spectacular. When it comes to its projection and sillage, magic. Now, when it opens, it does, actually, you know what, I'm gonna spray, because I've been wearing THAYS. I'll tell you about this one in a minute. But I do love the way this baby opens up. I was wearing it yesterday. So on opening, it almost epitomizes Earl Grey, an Earl Grey tea. So both in, if you were to open up a packet and smell Earl Grey, it's this, or if you were to pour and you have it sort of brewing, that Earl Grey tea is all that component on the opening. Slight florals are beginning to emerge. As it then begins to sort of dry down, give it about 30 minutes to an hour, the white florals that are in the heart really begin to accentuate, not take over. We're still getting that green tea, not green tea, that black tea component to it. So it does have that fragrant tea nature to it. The florals are beginning to come forward, things like jasmine, champaca, magnolia, tuberose. So it has this just glorious white floral component. Finally on the dry down, so an hour later, it does go into very floral fragrance. It settles into a beautiful floral bouquet, primarily white floral. So men who are not overtly comfortable with a lot of florals in their fragrances, I don't recommend this one to you. Having said that though, I promise you'll get compliments. So I was wearing it yesterday. My editor, Grace, if you don't know who Grace is, have a look at this. Baby, what's your name? It came out on Sunday. She edited this piece here, right? So this is her piece. So Grace, we were working on another production, and she's like, "Your perfume is awesome." It was this one. She actually, she asked me which one is it. She grabbed it, sprayed it also. She's like, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing." So from a projecting, from a sort of a beautiful scent that other people can pick up. This is glorious. My sister also, I caught up with her yesterday. She's like, beautiful fragrance. And again, she came in closer for a smell. So the florals in this are divine, but as a tea fragrance, it definitely is present on that opening, probably an hour in. And then after that, it does settle into beautiful floral, white florals in particular. Let me move on. I can see that I've got 26 minutes. I've got 27 minutes. I'm gonna stop and then I'll come back. All right, two more. This next one is perfect for winter. Actually, just going back, ASTROPHIL and STELLA, Shanghai, all year round. So yes, it could fall into a summer fragrance in spring, but comfortably as a winter fragrance or a cooler weather, 100%. It works beautifully because again, the fragrant black tea component, the florals in there, just a gorgeous, you will fall in love. Just test it on skin, you'll fall in love instantly. The next one, I did not fall in love instantly. This is Russian Tea by MASQUE Milano. When I first discovered this and I first started testing, I'm like, no thank you. It has a very strong herbal, green, fennel-like component to it. It was really actually, because it bounced around in so many different places, I'm like, what is going on? I'm even asking, where is the tea? Where, you know, why is this referred to as a tea fragrance, you know, Russian tea? Or I thought maybe it's just a cute name. This is glorious, everybody. And I do love when a fragrance surprises me, sort of makes me sort of question, do I really like it, not like it? I always find that those particular fragrances, that if I go back and I revisit them or I give them a bit more time, that all of a sudden I'm like, whoa, this is amazing. So what I love about this particular fragrance is that it does start off, as I said, very herbal. Okay, so before I go there, the other reason why I thought I need to continue to revisit is because the amazing Julien Raskin is the perfumer to this. And I don't know, Julien does not make mistakes, or not. Everything that Julien does, I love. And that's, I think, more the point, because yeah, I think Julien is an incredible perfumer. So in revisiting it, what I found that in the dry down, the tea components begin to emerge a lot more. There's still you know, I also love it for the fact that there is a lot more going on. It's not as, okay, so I mentioned I love WULONG CHA, glorious WULONG CHA. But WULONG CHA is pretty much, it stays within its realm, and that is, it has a beautiful citrus component to it. It does have that, the oolong tea fragrant nature of it, and that's where it stays. It plays within here. Whereas Russian tea, it bounces. It really begins to move around and gives you different facets at different parts of the fragrance. Starts off, as I mentioned, very green, very herbal, almost fennel-like. Then it moves across into this more black tea, Still has a greenness to it, but it does settle down. And then all of a sudden you're getting this slight leathery component to it. I know that it does have birch tar in the base. So it really moves around a lot. I find that for me, interestingly, even though it has these heavier notes, it's not, for me, it's not a heavy projecting fragrance. So I would say for me, it's more on the medium to body, so it's more around me. I can detect it throughout the day. Having said that though, when I'm wearing it, I'm not getting a lot of oohs and ahs from people around me. For the oohs and ahs, Shanghai 1930, there's nothing like it, or even WULONG CHA. WULONG CHA, people, you know, like I had one time, this is not exaggeration. We're walking in our suburb, and a person coming towards us, and as they pass us, they're like, nice perfume. So they were smelling it from a way away, all right? Whereas when I'm wearing Russian tea, I feel like this is more a me fragrance. Perfect for winter though now. So if you want a good winter fragrance, Russian tea is glorious in that space. All right, boom, last one. So last one, and this is clearly a good one for winter, and this is now Remember Me by JOVOY. This is a really, really spectacular fragrance. The difference now, compared to all the others here, is that it has a milky lactonic vibe to it. It starts off with a cardamom. And it has a little bit of that spicy citrus with cardamom, so a little bit of that cardamom spice to it. It does move across into the green, so the green tea's in the heart, or the is it green or black? The tea component, it's in the heart, and then it does migrate to that lactonic vanilla vibe. Some people compare this to a chai. My chai, I like masala chai, so a proper Indian chai which has, you know, sometimes black pepper, it has the star anise and cinnamon and all those components, so there's a lot going on with a masala chai. This one here is more like a Starbucks. So it has the cardamom, a little bit of spices, but it really, the lactonic milky vanilla component is the more moorish. It does, in my opinion, sort of fall more on a gourmand side of things. I feel that when it opens, I'm gonna spray this baby. And I think, sorry, when it opens, it instantly hooks you in. So that cardamom is just smelling it there, that cardamom is very sublime, very subtle, actually a little bit like Starlight. So if you like Starlight by Xerjoff, you're gonna love this. The difference with Starlight is that the lactonic milky component isn't accentuated as much. I think it uses more of an almond milk in Starlight, whereas here I am getting more of a milky vibe to it. Gorgeous though. So Remember Me is the perfect name. This is a fragrance to go out on a date with. This is a fragrance that you want to draw closer to somebody with. There are gourmand components to it. Very sexy fragrance, full stop. Cécile Zorkian, yeah, Zora, oh my gosh, boom. Cécile is the perfumer, incredible perfumer, very talented. She's created this for JOVOY. Bada bing, boom, boom, and we are done. I think I did okay on time. My brain the whole time has been thinking about the way I was punching through the announcements. I was like, I was just busting through. Would like to invite you. Come along. It's going to be an awesome tour. If you want something that's unique, bespoke, luxury is the whole purpose of this trip. So I'd love you to check it out. It's something that's going to be quite spectacular. This is something that you won't be able to walk into. Very unique and defined for the connoisseur, for the person who loves travel and the person who loves all things niche perfumery. Now, in closing, if you've enjoyed this particular episode and if you've liked the conversation that we've had, I'd love you guys to subscribe and I'd love you to share with one friend. A huge help to me and the channel, and yeah, it just helps to continue to do what I'm doing, which I really do enjoy. I really do enjoy connecting with everybody. And last week, if I'm not mistaken, I need to get a new camera. This thing is driving me insane. Anyway, I was saying that last week I did respond to all the comments. I feel proud of myself. So if you have comments or if you are writing comments, I'm gonna make it my mission also answer every single comment that's out there. So feel free to ask me a question, anything you'd like to know, or things that you'd like me to address for this week, and I will do it. Having said that though, next week it will be Year of the Dragon. And Kevin and I will be, that was my Bruce Lee again. And Kevin and I will be in Springvale. So I may not answer those particular questions because we will be exploring exciting things and lots of cool treatings in the Springvale area. Thanks everyone. We'll see you guys all on the next Maté Talk.